I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's Collective Tarot Love reading. So I have your cards ready. I am going to deep dive and explain in detail by way of the cards what's going on with both you and your person. So let's go. Your crowning card today is the High Priestess. The High Priestess pertains to both you and your person. The High Priestess is about learning to stand in one's truth, learning to trust oneself and the universe that this is the correct decision to make. To release the control, surrender the ego, and let go of negative attachments. To overcome past fears, pain, and hurt. To open one's heart space and embrace this free will experience so that one can follow their heart's desire. Wisdom, the High Priestess. Now, just before I carry on, Collective, I'd just like to say I offer counselling, mentorship, advice, programs, and tarot readings. If you're interested, details are in the description box below this video. I'm not just a tarot reader. So let's carry on. You're coming in with the Judgment card, the Wake Up Call, Collective. The Ten of Swords. So what it talks about here, Collective, is that your person in the past they made a lot of mistakes. But what it talks about there in terms of those mistakes, it was a continuous cycle for your person and they didn't know how to come out of it. Now this was their perception here, Collective. A past program here. See, it talks about here in your reading, and what your cards are saying is that your person, well, it was either intentional or unintentional here, Collective. They hurt people here by way of their actions, by way of their patterns of thinking here, Collective. You're coming in with toxic behaviour here, patterns and habits, and not only did they hurt people, but your person actually hurt themselves in the process here. But what it also talks about here in your reading is your person didn't know any better. This was their perception, all right, Collective? Because that's how it's coming in. Because this is how your person understood life to be here. This is how your person understood relationships to be, Collective. And what I pick up here also, Collective, in your reading is that you knew that about your person. You knew that there were certain things about your person because the way in which your cards are coming in, it's the both of yous are coming in the same way here. And so what your person was doing in the past here, Collective, that kept you up late at night as well. See, they knew that they were hurting you, but they also hurt themselves. But this was a cycle that your person was used to here in your reading. It had become normal behaviour here, Collective, for your person, and even in the past it may have been seen as okay, the way in which your person was treating others, but also here, Collective, the way in which they were treating themselves here. Yeah, of course, there were many times your person wanted to change that out in that way of being here, Collective, that past program, your person wanted to end it out here. But what it also talks about here, Collective, is your person was constantly being reminded here in terms of the nightmare of what happened to them as to why they were the way that they were here, collective. And these were painful memories here. These were hurtful memories, and these memories are about your person's past here in your reading. Now, what I'm also getting here, collective, is that you knew that about your person. Now that you're coming in with this judgment call here, the wake-up call here, collective, what it's talking about here in your reading is that this is a huge ending for your person. There's some kind of truth that is coming in for your person as well as yourself in terms of, it's not the cycle here, collective, it's why your person was in that cycle. That's the truth that's coming in here, collective. See, what it's talking about here, in terms of your person's perception here, collective, they avoided it. They ignored their past here. And to do that, they behaved that way. This is what your reading is talking about. And they are in so much regret here because, well, for them, they have to take ownership and they have to be responsible for the way in which they treated people. But why this is so huge for your person is because now they know the truth about them here. And I spoke about, for yourself, standing in your truth. This is hard for your person to do. Their truth here, collective, is why they were in that cycle here. The beginning to understand where that came from. That's what it's talking about here, collective. And so I just want to point out, and it may not be seen as positive, I don't know how else to say it here, collective, okay, that this is ending for your person. Because in terms of this judgment card, of course you're coming in with swords here, collective, and it does talk about thinking here. It's also about feelings for your person, and they don't feel great at this time. I don't know here, collective, if the best way to say it here is that your person is taking ownership as to where this behavior started. Here, where did it come from? It wouldn't be ownership or responsibility here, collective. It would just be the truth. The responsibility here and that being accountable is how they treated others. I mean, this card here, collective, is huge. It's huge for your person. Death and transformations. That's what it talks about here in your reading. This is coming in with compassion here. That's what I'm getting, collective. And like I spoke about with the High Priestess card coming in here, collective, and letting go of your own negative attachments, knowing more about oneself here, and opening your heart space up, collective. Not so much for your person, but more so for yourself. That's really important here in your reading, especially if your person is coming in like this. Okay. There is a lot here. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot your person went through when they were in the beginning here, their childhood. That's what it talks about here, collective. Which is why they treated you a certain way. So they were still in that cycle, and you triggered your person here, collective, to face their reality, the truth about them, and that wasn't something your person was prepared to do. Excuse me. Now you're coming in with the Nine of Cups here in your reading, and so what the Nine of Cups is talking about here, collective, for your person, it was foolish the way in which they behaved. You know, all of that's coming into this wake-up call, and I spoke about your person's emotions. Here, of course, you're coming in with the Ten of Swords, and it does talk about your person's thinking here, but it's about how they see themselves here, collective, and it ain't in a good way in here, and I think you understand why now, collective. Now, when you're coming in with the Nine of Cups, what it's talking about here in your reading is that they do feel foolish for their behavior, for behaving a certain way. But what you've got to understand here, collective, is that it was a learnt behavior. I'm not too sure if you would be able to see it that way here. But this is all, this way in which your person behaved, this toxic way of behaving here, collective, it does talk about here in your reading, your person zoned addictions here, okay? People, places, and things here in your reading. This was all about how your person escaped in their mind, here, collective, in their mind, and how they escaped from the memory, the thought, here, collective, of that past, painful past, hurtful experience your person went through here in your reading. And this was the only way your person could solve that. It's like solving the problem here. But this also talks about here, collective, that this was a child's mind here. That's what it's saying. Okay, so let's keep going here, collective. So you're coming in with wisdom here. You're coming in with the Hierophant guy. And so what this is talking about here, collective, you know, this talks about abandonment, the Five of Pentacles, neglect, and rejection here. This is why things never changed. This is what it talks about here. And to your person, here in your reading, for your person, here in your reading, it was better off to have nothing. Now, what it also talks about here, collective, is that they do miss you here. Your person is going through a huge rebirth here, collective. See, there's two sides to your person. This is what your reading is saying. There's a way in which they show people on the outside of them here, collective, in terms of their environment, people, places, and things. There's a way in which your person shows themselves to people, okay? But there's also an inside here, collective, an inner knowing, and you have that too. And when I spoke about learning to stand in one's truth, here, it's the same for your person. Here in your reading, but that truth, that inner truth, here, collective, for your person is pain, hurt, and fear. and also neglect, abandonment, and rejection. That's what it's talking about here. And so, in terms of your person, Head Collective, it does talk about making that conscious effort to change here. But first and foremost, Head Collective, your person has to go through transformations. That's what it's saying. And the only way in which your person can take the correct action, Head Collective, is to learn the lessons in terms of the Ten of Swords here. But what it also talks about here, Collective, is that this person needs time. That's what I'm getting. Patience here in your reading. You have to be patient with this person. Nobody saw your person. Nobody believed your person. This is what it talks about. And when we come back to here, the Nine of Cups, what it also talks about there in your reading, Collective, is your person was accepted. They belonged here. They fitted in. The Hierophant. Let's keep going. You're coming in with the Hanged Man card. The Hanged Man card and the Two of Swords. And this talks about, once again, avoidance. The void. Avoiding here, Collective. Ignoring here. And it was so normal for your person. No, so normal. They didn't want to remember here, Collective. It's talking about here in terms of the Nine of Cups, when I spoke about that, Collective, what it talks about there in your reading is it's almost like your person was constantly eating that chocolate. That's just a scenario. I talk about that in my on my channel as a way of explaining those patterns and habits here. And they didn't see that as the problem. They didn't see it as a problem here. Because life without that chocolate here, Collective, meant for this person here that they would always remember here what happened to them. It's telling me here in your reading, this person was always taken back to that memory. They couldn't end out that memory here, Collective. They couldn't forget it. But they tried here. It hurt your person. It really did. This is why it's bigger than hurt, Collective. You know, their whole world crashed around them when they were little. Just came tumbling down. That's what your reading's saying. And as this way, a person has a child's mind. I'm not saying they're immature or anything like that. Yeah, their behaviour may be like that, but you've got to understand here, Collective, as to why they are like that. Because they want to be with you, Collective. They regret everything that they did in the past. And I spoke about, for yourself here, Collective, to open yourself up, to crack your heart space open so you can embrace here and follow your heart's desire. That will override this Two of Swords when it comes to your person. Because they, at this point in time, they think that they have the control. And I'm not saying that they don't, Collective, all right? But in actual fact, here, Collective, it's the chocolate. And the chocolate for your person, like I said, is how they stop thinking about it. All right, now you're coming in with the Eight of Cups. You're coming in with the Moon card here, collective. And what the Moon card is talking about here, it's about your person here, collective. That's what it talks about. And even yourself. Here, there are things here that you don't know, but you know. This is what it talks about. You know about what your person is doing. You know about their patterns and habits here, their toxic ways of behaving. Now, most times, if not all here, collective, if your person has been through some kind of trauma here, because this is what your reading is talking about, so have you here. And you're coming in with Sex Mastery Program, which is in the description box below. Okay? And so with the Eight of Cups, what it talks about there, collective, is once again, you're talking about negative attachments for your person. And those negative attachments here, collective, of course, are people, places, and things. But also, it's the way in which your person thinks, their patterns of thinking, their patterns of behaving, their negative feelings and emotions here, collective, and how your person brings it into their everyday life. Yeah, of course, coming in with the Moon card, you could say, oh, they're lying here. The lie here, collective, is what happened to your person in the past, that past program. That's the lie. Here in your reading, your person's, not only are they going through the wake-up call, they're going through an inner terrible moment here. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Now you're coming in with the Empress, Queen of Cups, unconditional love. This is what it talks about, love and kindness. You're coming in with appreciation, compassion, and empathy here. And I spoke about opening your heart space to embrace here, collective, this free will experience. It also talks about this love frequency, because your person does not know love, true and real love. That to your person is a fear. This is why they get triggered. This is why they do what they do here, collective, because love to your person is a skewed perception. They don't. In the past, your person didn't know here, collective, they had freedom, the freedom to love. They didn't know that. Love was controlled by neglect, abandonment, and rejection, collective. All right? So it talks about unconditional love here, collective, but first and foremost, you must find that within yourself here, so that you come in true and honest when it comes to your person, so that they can learn to trust if you trust yourself. Okay? Because trust is an issue with this person. You're coming in with the Ace of Wands. So once again here, collective, what the Ace of Wands is talking about here is what your person went through here in your reading. You're also coming in with the Nine of Pentacles here, collective, and I spoke about here in your reading is that there are two sides to your person. There's also an inside here, collective, an inner part of your person, but that also is with you as well. This is why I spoke about standing and learning to stand in your truth here, collective, to trust in oneself and the universe that this is the right decision to make, to release the control here in your reading. The Nine of Pentacles, and this is the truth. Your person has always been on their own. They've always felt like they have been on their own. You could say lonely, but what it talks about here, collective, is no one's had this person's back. No one heard this person. Nobody listened. And this is also having to do with yourself as well, well, collective, it talks about finding the truth about oneself. Now you're coming in with the King of Cups. Your person's in love with you. They're learning to love. They know they have to open their heart space to love. This is what it's also talking about. They're learning really hard lessons here. But these lessons are about oneself. And you're also, last card, you're coming in with the King of Pentacles. What it talks about here, collective, is that your person wants to make positive changes in their life. They do want to change here. But this is a past program that they have to be a certain way. They have to look a certain way. And I spoke about there are two sides to your person. This is the inside of your person. And they've never had that freedom to love or to freely express themselves here, collective, in a loving way. Your person has always been a King of Pentacles, logical here, controlling here, Two of Swords, in terms of the Hangman card. All right, collective, they do want to build. This is what it talks about. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for your reading. Join us in the Facebook group. And like I said, I'm not just a tarot reader. So I'll catch you later. Bye.